Whoosh. Quality. Hello, fellow Viper nerds. I'm Master Tables, and this is my gigantic video going over all of the tech that I've learned, seen, or figured out myself on Haven for Viper. I know the video is long, 40-something minutes, right? There's 3 sites on the map, so since I'm going over everything I know, there's 3 sites, it's gonna take a little longer than usual. There's timestamps in the description for each smoke that you need, so hopefully it's useful. I am working on Ascent. It's gonna take a few weeks. You know, the first 3 maps, they were out for like almost 2 months. Ascent basically came out yesterday, so we're gonna need some time, but I am cooking some stuff up. Without any further ado, let's get into the tech. Look at this. So majestic. So the first thing on Haven I wanted to mention, I see a whole lot of guides, people making smokes where they'll get into some corner here and they'll make a lineup with this and go somewhere up in the air, and they'll throw it so it can land on this box over here. And the only thing I wanted to point out is that with these 2-stack boxes, there's no need to go that extra mile and do all that when it's so easy to just come up to the box and jump and right click, and you're gonna get the same thing. You can even back away from the box, try it out, find your own lineups, but there's no need to do anything crazy like that where you need an op to do it when this is so easy. So for the first smoke I wanted to show you, it's a one-way for A long. Just come up to the box, just like I did a second ago, jump, right click.
Poison orb emitting.
Now, what this does is it lets you see their feet from this angle, where they won't be able to see where you're standing at all
Poison's
as they
off.
push out. This works on really any portion of this left side of the box.
Poison orb emitting.
It works as they come out too.
Poison's
If
off.
you make the smoke come a little bit closer, then it's even better. This smoke is
Poison
also
orb emitting.
a one-way for Heaven.
Poison's off.
The right side of Heaven specifically. The left side from down
Poison
here.
orb emitting.
They can't see up there. They have to walk all the way up here until
Poison's
they can
off.
see in there. So this is really strong. Good way to hold this. You can hold back here and shoot at them as they cross really easily. In the same vein as the one on long, this smoke right here for the short boxes, just jump, right click.
Poison orb emitting.
Pretty great because the people coming up short can't really see well, so you can hold all the way back here. You can hold from CT. You're gonna see their feet before they can see you.
Poison's off.
Here's not quite as good, but CT is great. Also, your guy
Poison
in
orb
Heaven
emitting.
gonna be able to see their feet pretty well
Poison's off.
before they can get a spot on them.
Poison orb emitting.
Credit to Valorant Joker on YouTube for this one. You can get a one-way on short here. If you come up to these boxes and line yourself up till you can't see this anymore, you want to aim right at the middle of this and then go straight up until your op crosshairs cross with this line in the wood here. You can do this without an op, but it's a lot more difficult. So you're going to want to practice that, but you aim straight in the center, go up until your crosshairs meet, and then it lands right
Poison
there.
orb emitting.
You can see pretty far
There.
down. And they really can't push
Poison's
through
off.
this. While we're on A, this is one of the smokes that I like to use to help out B site. You just kind of stand in this corner here, not exactly in the corner. Aim up, look at the mini map to get your lineup right. And this will actually smoke off middle of B. It'll also
Toxins
smoke
going
off
up.
short and long on A site. So this one's really nice to help out the whole team. This is the best smoke that I could find to smoke off the window in mid from safety at round start. So you come up to this gong wall thing and line up with this wall, or the white line here. And what you're looking for is where the metal changes colors right here and right here. And you just aim in between that, right on the white line, and then jump and throw at the same time. This lands on the top of the window steps,
Poison orb emitting.
blocks it off. This is great for getting mid control really early. And now your teammates can push out of double doors, be aggressive, really nice.
Poison's off.
While I'm back here on B site, you can molly off the window as well if you don't want to smoke it off. You can aim at this flag, the yellow one right here, and then run and throw. Just like so. And that lands right here where the operas are going to stand. They can't stand there. Since we're on B side still, these are some one ways you can use as mostly attacker, but if you have spike down or something, maybe you'll want to do this. You jump on these boxes here, and you can one way the C connector. You aim at the corner of this light and then aim down just a little bit. Lands right there.
Poison orb emitting.
This one's pretty good because you can crouch down and see all the way back to the garage, where they are not going to be able to see that wall that you're on unless they peek at just the right
Poison's
angle.
off.
Basically, if you hold right there, they're not going to be able to see you that easily. They got to try really hard. You can get a connector side too, super easy. Just come into the box here and aim at this gong thing, throw it, lands right there. Do keep in mind though, when you're playing
Four
this,
toxins going up.
because of how close this angle is,
Toxin screen down.
you're gonna want to play this angle kind of like this instead, because they're gonna be able to see straight down this path
Poison's
just as
off.
much as you would. End of that side and end of here is basically the same distance, so you're gonna be able to see each other's feet. If you don't want to make these doorway, door sill smokes too complicated, it's super easy. If you have time, you just stand next to the door, jump and right click. That'll land on these door overhangs like every time. Super easy. Alright, big credit to user 9iota1. This is how he figured out to do the one-way on garage. You come in to the window room here. You want to look down at the ground and you notice these big rectangles. One of them has a mark in front of it, a red mark that the other ones don't. What you want to do is look at the ground and line yourself up with that mark. Now, stand up, make sure you stood up. You look at the middle of this light bulb and aim straight up until right there. I use my crosshair as a reference, where the bottom part of my crosshair just barely touches this line, because technically it is just above that line. There you go. It's the one-way smoke
Poison orb emitting.
for garage and C. This one's really awesome. That's the most consistent way I've been able to see it used. You can probably see
Yeah.
out to about here. It's very, very
Poison's
strong.
off.
Yeah, even further. So, that's that. Another one way that you can only do when the start of the round wall goes down is you come up to this wall and you just kind of chunk it at the ceiling there, and it'll land on the door.
Poison orb emitting.
You can play that from this angle and shoot at their feet as they walk in. You can play it from up here. Really dangerous
Poison's
for them
off.
to walk through that. And as a bonus, most of the time, you can pick it back up. One smoke that I use a lot, Cloud9 10s, I think, popularized this. Not sure if you found it. Doesn't really matter. When the round starts, you've got the wall here. You just kind of chunk your smoke right there. Doesn't even have to be perfect. The idea is, especially on pistol and eco rounds,
Poison orb emitting.
you can walk in here, you get control of this, you can easily check this corner here, or most of the time nobody will be there. You can peek out and see here,
Poison's off.
and then window can't even see you while you do this peek. So this works even better if you get it a little bit closer.
Poison orb emitting.
For the sake of showing what's good, window room can't see you, so you can peek out here.
Poison's off.
Do this, do this, do this. Really awesome. Super aggressive. You can undo the smoke right here, and a lot of times they won't be looking right here. You know, very surprising. This smoke is from the attacker side. It's the same thing. You know, you can put your smoke there
Poison orb emitting.
and be aggressive. You can push in and get this corner all in the smoke. And also you can, from this side, push out, peek, see what's going
Poison's
on.
off.
Alright, this is one of my favorite one-way smokes to do, either when I'm on C myself or holding from garage. If I notice that my C teammate needs a lot of help, I'll come up to this box. If you want to make it even more consistent, you can line the shingle up with the wire, but I usually don't do that. It doesn't make too much of a difference. Jump, right click, next to the box. Smoke lands right here. This is awesome because it gives you two angles to play from.
Poison
from
orb
here.
emitting.
And if you stand right here on this side, like corner of these boxes, you can see them come up.
Poison's off.
And they won't be able to see you. Let me,
Here.
there we go.
Poison orb emitting.
As you can see, they're not going to be able to see you whatsoever as you start spraying at them
Poison's off.
while they come up here. One other benefit to this, obviously while the
Poison orb
smoke's up,
emitting.
you can hop up here too and really start laying it into them. They do get a better view of your feet when you do that, but still.
Poison.
Also with this smoke, you can really get a huge advantage. If you want to hold that corner
Poison's
all
off.
the way over there, I have to walk out to about here before I can
Here.
start seeing it. And if I'm in the garage,
Poison orb
looking
emitting.
over here, I can see you walk out really far before you can even get a chance to shoot me. So
Poison's
yeah, this
off.
smoke is really nice. Double one way. Another one way I've used a few times is for C long. Just kind of walk up to this wall until you can't see this side of the wall, the plane of it. And then you throw your smoke right at the top of this trumpet horn thing. Sometimes it'll land even closer.
Poison orb
The idea is
emitting.
the same. That you can look at them come up if you stand on that platform, and they're not really going to be able to get a good look at you until they come all the
Poison's
way
off.
around here. This is a shitty throw. A lot of the times it will land a little better. Let's see if I can do that. There we go. A little bit
Poison orb
closer,
emitting.
a little bit more coverage. I've used this from time to time. It's won me some rounds. It's really hard for them to get through and push into here when they don't know where you are.
Poison's off.
Credit to Valorant Joker on YouTube for this one. A great one-way smoke you can do for mid is line yourself up with this wall till you can't see that plane of it anymore. And then aim for this flag line thing, and aim right here on this wood framing. It'll land right there.
Poison
really
orb
good.
emitting.
They're not going to be able to see you until they hit this pot, basically. So if you hold right here in this corner, even then you can get into this cubby. You can really see them for a long time before they can see you. So
Poison's
it's really
on.
nice. You can combo this with a wall right here. And if you have them both popped at the same time, there's really no way for anything to see you. But I think that's too much, using your resources for too much, you know, for really just this one little control area. I'm not a huge fan of that. But this one smoke is really nice. Okay, so on attacker, this is one of my favorite setups on A. Usually, you'll come out and you'll fight for this long. You don't want to do this, these setups without actually getting control of this first with your team, because a lot of the times, like, Omen will come out from over here and start shooting at you and stuff. You don't want to mess with any of that, so make sure long is clear first. You can jump onto this. The heaven smoke is super easy here. You aim right here at this wire where the building, like, kind of has a shadow, makes a crease. I don't know if that's a crease or grease, whatever it is, or slit. You aim right here. And all you have to do is jump and then throw, not jump throw at the same time. And that lands in heaven.
Poison orb emitting.
Super easy heaven
Poison's
smoke.
off.
Definitely want to learn that for sure. There are two variants of the wall that you can do here. The first one looks a little like this. I like to aim a bit to the right of this post here. What this one does
Going up.
is it totally gives you, it totally covers short, it gets this box, and it covers up hell too.
Toxin screen down.
This one's really nice in conjunction with your smoke in heaven if you want to get a quick plant. However, if you do have teammates coming out of short, they do have a lot to deal with. They're very open to a lot of angles here. The second variant of this smoke from this position is right here, or something like right here. Maybe a little bit, yeah, right here on this light bulb. That'll do.
Toxins going up.
So what this does is it actually opens short up, and it opens hell up. But this gives you a lot of the sight as the attacker.
Toxin screen down.
The defenders are going to be really cramped back here, or they're going to have to fight, fight for control here. This smoke in particular, this wall, is really great if you learn this Molotov. You can start right here where you just threw that wall, right? On this light bulb. You aim straight up until your crosshair is halfway through this shingle, right? Straight up. Let it go. So
Toxins
now,
going up.
this is actually clear. You don't even have to check this box. It's gonna run somebody either through the smoke or into hell. So, really good for you to know.
Toxin screen down.
So another popular A-long execute for A. You gotta make sure your team is ready to fight this because you are exposed to this angle. But assuming that's good, what you wanna do is line up here with the box on the wall, and you line up until you can't see this wooden thing with the box anymore. That's good enough. With your wall, there are a few options. You can cut it to the left, so you get these boxes, but you expose some hell under heaven. Or you can go to the right and really slice it really close, so you can get a plant easier. We'll do that one. Getting the Poison orb for heaven couldn't be easier from here. You just aim right above that light bulb, that first light bulb, and then that gets heaven every time. And then 2 mollies that you can do from here. One right here on this stone, and then one in the middle of this, just to the left. That first one lands right here. Second one behind these boxes. And with everything up, you limit their space a whole lot. And this is a really, really close wall. I much prefer the one that goes a little bit deeper and gives you hell, but that's the thing with these Viper walls. They're really like minute, tiny differences in the wall make a big difference in how much sight you get. If you're in a pinch and you're pushing from short, most of the time you won't be here, but you can smoke off heaven from here really easily, mostly from cover. You want to look for this dark spot near the ground and then line up with this white line. I just like to look for that dark spot because it's easier to find. And then when you look at this box, aim at the middle of this scar on the box and just jump, then throw, not jump, throw at the same time. That gets
Poison orb emitting.
And now you can push out onto the side.
Poison's off.
You can combine that if you wanted to go all in with short. You could do a wall from back here that actually makes you safe as you push up from short. As it lands very slowly, you can see. Now you can push up from short.
Toxins going up.
While your team can push from long. One way you can do it.
Toxin screen down.
So this is how I like to push B almost every time if my team decides that they want to do that. I'll do this a lot of the time if I just want mid control and not necessarily push B. So you want to, while you're in T-spawn here, you walk up against this wall until the top of that building goes away. Like so. You just kind of throw it. Now your team can push out onto mid fairly safely. And once I'm up here, here's what I'm looking for, right? I come up against this wall until I can't see that triangle anymore. This triangle here. Push up until I can't see that anymore. And then I aim about here. You'll know it happened right. It made that double bounce. But what that does is it hits right here and covers that box up. So when I do this fast, I've got my smoke up, being all quiet and sneaky. Shit. There we go.
Poison's off.
Takes practice. It opens that up, and now I can shoot at him. I do have a clip of that, so clip.
He's right side. God damn it! You fucking peek and do that shit, and then I'm the one to fucking die. What? I'm not blaming you.
Push him behind.
Poison orb emitting.
This takes a lot of practice.
Poison's off.
There we go. I'm not gonna go over walls for B. It's kind of like an intuition type thing. You know, if you need to get on the site or you need a one of the sides covered, you just kind of do it. You can do like so much sneaky things like this, and now you can actually push out and like play here, get into this corner, come across, peek. I'm not gonna go over walls. There aren't any that I know of that are particularly amazing for B site. Okay, so for attacking C, this one smoke you'll want to learn for sure, especially it comes in handy if you're the only controller, like smoker type character on your team. You want to come around. That's the round start wall. Come around to this side of the wall. Look for this shingle and this pole, and just make them intersect. You know what I mean? Just throw it. That lands right there.
Poison orb emitting.
And blocks off pretty much everywhere
Poison's off.
that the defenders can attack you from. At least from this angle down here. It lets you get control of the ult orb. Unless they want to push up or
Poison
get on top
orb
of these
emitting.
boxes.
Poison's
So-
off.
Step 1. Step 2 is the wall. I don't have any great recommendations for this. But, you know, something along the lines of this. You can do it from over here. I typically go with, I step away from this wall just a second, or just a little bit. Something like that. When you're doing these walls here, keep in mind, if you cut it too close to this door, the ceiling will catch it. So you
Toxins
don't
going
want
up.
that. I always do something
Toxin
like
screen
that.
down.
Is it necessarily the best? Maybe not, but I guess if you wanted to get really clean with it, you would throw your wall right here. So now you've got just control of the side instead of the little bit extra. While I'm here, a lot of the times, especially if they have an opper that loves to hold behind these boxes, come into this corner here, you aim for this leaf right in the middle of it, and it takes some finesse. It's not exact, but you take a step to your left and then aim down. It's you know, it's not an exact science, but it will hit there. If you practice enough, you can even hit it exactly right behind, just like that. If you bring out another Molotov and go left and then down, you'll actually hit somewhere back here. Not exact, play with it yourself, but that's my method of trying to get back here. I've had really good ones, I've had really shitty ones. So, post-plant on C, there's actually some really nice one-ways you can do. This one's super simple. You just throw it up there, jump right-click, and
Poison orb emitting.
it lets you hold this really close angle without them being able to see you. You can also hold right here. They're gonna have to push out really
Poison's
far
off.
to be able to see you in these two places, so even right here.
Poison orb emitting. Poison's off.
But obviously, that's not very safe for the CT side. You can one-way this off. If you get into this corner here, this is really great for attacking because all the rotates will come from here. What you're looking for is where the roof meets the white of the building, that corner right there. And then you just aim slightly below it. And it lands right there.
Poison orb emitting.
This one way is so sick. They really can't get a good look on any of the site until they come, while crouching, all the way out here.
Poison's off.
And that's their first glimpse, right? And by then, your guy here, 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 everybody on the site.
Poison
You can see
orb
these
emitting.
clowns trying to walk through this. Yeah, so this is super clean. Really good for this angle.
Poison's off.
Over here.
Poison orb emitting.
All around. Super.
Poison's off.
So I usually save my toxic screen well, usually, a lot of the times I save my toxic screen because retaking with it is a lot easier, or it makes things easier a lot of the time. So one of the ways I like to use it to retake A is super simple. I'm just coming from connector here, and I like to block off short and long.
Toxins going up.
So now I can freely push onto site, cut off a few angles, right?
Toxin screen down.
The smoke that I like to use right after that wall, I get right here by this box, and you want to look for this leaf that sticks out the most. And then kind of throw it right in line with the building here. Where that lands is right here. And that totally cuts off hell and the back of the
Poison
site
orb
there.
emitting. Toxins going up.
Combo with this wall, or a wall like this one, you now limit your angles a lot. You just gotta peek, you know, clear this out,
Toxin screen down.
come out here, peek around. You can also, if you know, clear this out,
Toxins going up.
you can
Toxin poison orb emitting.
walk through this and then clear hell out.
Poison's off.
That's the smoke I like to use when I retake. If you really wanted to, you could cut this wall so it's in line with this and makes people have less places to hide, but it's the idea that matters, right? Figure out what works for you. If you're coming from short as an attacker, or even if you're like retaking, super easy smoke to do to get smoke off CT is you just throw it over the box. It's so easy.
Poison orb emitting.
Smokes off CT entirely.
Poison's off.
So if I'm going to retake C and I've managed to pick up my smoke from using it earlier in the round, this is how I like to retake it. You're gonna need control of this. Ideally, you have somebody from B watching this, so the terrorists don't push up. So what you want to do is walk up against this wall until you can't see that triangle anymore. Triangle of sky. Throw your smoke right below this, and then you want to throw your smoke wall out. A lot of ways you can do this. I like to throw it like this, so I get a few different sight lines.
Poison orb emitting.
So this smoke here has no gaps throughout the whole thing.
Poison's off. Toxins
And
going up.
this wall here totally cuts that off.
Poison
So
orb
with both of
emitting.
these up, you have to do this quickly.
Toxin screen down.
And clear that out, and then jump up here and start clearing some of these angles out. And then by the time you're up here, well, now your smoke's down for sure. But if you've already cleared these out, then you just have to check this and back to sight now. So
Poison orb emitting.
really good combo of smokes to really clear out the site. Here's an ult I found for A site, Viper. You want to stand in between these blue things, and then aim right at where the blue cable starts carving over there.
Don't get in my way.
This one's pretty great because it gives you this cubby right here next to CT. It gives you this hardcover right here, which hardcover is always good. You'll hold here even without the big ass Viper ult. It gives you this cubby right here by the box. And it also gives you this hardcover in hell. So you can really play mind games, you know. Kill somebody here, come over here, get comfy, kind of be a pain in the ass. This is a Viper ult that I found when your team is attacking from short. What you want to do is get next to this wall and just aim at the corner of the sight box here.
Don't get in my way.
This actually gives you all of the cubby back here by short. This might be real, not sure. It gives you this, like, sliver to peek out of, you know, if you want to be cheeky while they're coming in. You can hide behind this box if they're coming from long or short. You can hide behind this, obviously. And you also get this part from long. That's going to be pretty unsuspected for you to be pretty good ulti. This is the best ult I could find if you're like really desperate to get a plant and you're in long. You want to come up to this wall as much as you can before they can start shooting at you. And just kind of let it rip.
Don't get in my way.
So this actually gives you this cubby back here to fight from in long. And it also gives you all of short. Pretty much all of short. So this is gives you a lot of control. And you can also get a spike plant. So yeah, this one's pretty solid. This is an ultimate I found for post-plant on B site. So you say you get the bomb up here, it doesn't really matter where, right? But my idea was with this to have it so you can walk around the whole site, and this does that. You get into this corner here, and aim right here at the corner of this piece of metal.
Don't get in my way.
And this actually gives you the whole site. You can walk around in a circle. You get this part in mid. You can chill out in. You get this, which is like super cheeky, because most of the time from C, they're gonna be walking into the smoke like that most of the time. And even if they do walk into the smoke right here, chances are they're not going to walk into this corner. It's just not how people navigate the map, you know? So you can hide out, chill here, and wait for somebody to walk through. Pretty cool. You don't get too much of the backside, but you get the whole, you can play Ring Around the Rosie. That's all. Pretty decent. This is the other side of the site where you can kind of do the same thing, walk around the site, but it's a little different. So you aim right here where the cable starts to curve.
Don't get in my way.
It's actually super cheeky. It doesn't give you the entire site to walk around. There's this dead spot here, so it's not really a huge deal because you can sit on these boxes outside of the smoke, and then you can peek in and refuel your smoke and then go back out. Really cheeky there. You also get this spot to hide in over here by the A connector, and you also get this spot right here, which you can shoot at them while they come in, and then this hardcover right here and mid. This is the only ult that I've found in particular that's like pretty good on C. C is a really big site, and you don't want to block off too much vision for your teammates. So if your teammates plant long, this is a pretty good smoke to use because you just kind of line up with this box until you can see that box. And then
Don't get in my way.
it gives you this hardcover. You can get up on platform and peek out here, jump back in. It gives you this hardcover that's right next to the rotate, which is pretty surprising, possibly. And then you can also jump on the box, which might catch people off guard. So I like this ultimate a lot compared to something that sits up here, because when your ultimate's right here, it means your team pretty much has to sit like up here to get angles on people Whereas if you do your ult back here and you play back here, then you're kind of the sacrificial lamb. And the point of your ultimate anyways is most of the time just to waste time and make people scared to end the round. So if you can be up here and your teammates can spread out back there, then you're going to be much better off than coming up here and blocking off all of their vision. One more ultimate. If you end up planting somewhere, say here, it's kind of obvious if you do this, but it might work.
Don't get in my way.
You can do your ultimate from heaven and be able to see the bomb right under you and see them, you know, try and defuse it. So they could pretty much have to come up here and kill you or throw utility at you. Also, some weird stuff happens around the CT main here. It's crazy looking, weird crap. Even hell looks weird. So, that's all the tech that I know for Viper on Haven, at least all the relevant stuff. I hope you learned something and that your knowledge of the character has gone up some and maybe it helps you rank up too. If you make it this far, you might as well like and subscribe. And follow me on twitch.tv/mastertables. I do stream every now and then. There's more to come from this channel for Viper tutorials and Valorant stuff. So, thanks for watching. Take it easy. Have a good one.